Much.
Hi, everyone. Silvana, I need to say your pronunciation of my name is amazing. Everybody always gets it wrong, so thank you so much for that. I'm very impressed. Hi, everybody. As most of you know, my name is Ani. I'm 24 years old. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be 25, so in 24 hours, that's not going to be true anymore. But for today, I'm still 24. Currently, I live in Kiev, in Ukraine. I work as an educator and as a psychologist. And now comes that part that most people ask me when they first meet me or when they meet anybody, really. And that's the question, where are you from? Where is your home? I could say that I'm Georgian, but that would kind of be a lie. I could also say that I'm an American, but that would be a lie as well. I could even perhaps say that I'm Ukrainian, but as you see the trend forming now, that would also be a lie. In truth, I have no home, and I have many homes. I am what they call a digital nomad, a expat, a global citizen. In truth, growing up all over the world can be very rewarding. You can learn many things, you can learn many cultures, and you live amongst many people. You become part of communities you didn't even think you'd see in your lifetime, let alone live among them. On the other hand, however, it can also be lonely. It can be scary, it can be difficult. Living a life like mine forces me to give up a part of myself, to give a part of myself away, but also to take a piece of the place that I'm in and make it a part of myself. It is a crazy life, but it is one that I love living. But how does a person like me answer the question, where are you from? How do I answer that question truthfully? Now, I am almost 25 years old, so of course I do have a rehearsed answer that I blow through very quickly in order to at least give some kind of clarity to the person I'm speaking with. This answer goes a little something like this. I am from Georgia, the country, but I was born in Georgia, the United States. Yes, I do indeed have a brother named George. Yes, that does make me a double Georgian, but I never lived in either Georgia. I actually grew up in Ukraine, but I also grew up in Austria, but I also grew up in Russia, but then I still came back to Ukraine. Then I went back to Austria, and well, now I'm back in Ukraine. As you understand, that answer is usually more confusing than it is clarifying. It prompts many more questions than it provides answers. My conversation partner gets very confused. He wants to question me more or loses complete interest in me. Chaos ensues, friends are difficult to find, and this question haunts me for the rest of my life. Now, I do need to break the ice, don't I? But how do I move forward? I decided to do it through philosophical inquiry. Let's start with the modern philosophers, those who shape the world of today and leave it for the future generations to come, the ones whose wisdom guides us through the world. Of course, I'm talking about the Instagram girls. A caption on Instagram would go about answering this question by saying that home is where the heart is. I, personally, prefer my heart to only be inside of my body. I do not like it running around somewhere outside of myself. My heart belongs to me in its very literal and also in its symbolic sense. My heart has called many places home, from the hilly and beautiful hills of Kiev to the imperial and regal Vienna. My heart has wandered with me through Spain as I was trying to figure myself out after I finished school. It swam in the oceans of Brazil as we drove up and down the coast for months at a time. It has gotten lost in the sandy dunes of Dubai, where my brother's cap blew off into the sand and we had to run around and find it. My heart calls no place home. Instead, it falls in love and leaves a piece of itself wherever I go and wherever I feel truly welcome. In order to answer this question a little bit further, I referred to my favorite poet, Robert Frost, who said that home is the place where you go when you're lost and they have to take you in. For me, that place is where my family is, whether that be in Tbilisi eating khachapuri with our grandparents or on our balcony in Kiev where we drink Turkish coffees and talk about life. Because that home is the place where my parents sit and talk to me about life. My brother, George, makes jokes that make us all buckle over. And the bond of love connects us for life. Home is where the four of us feel like a family, wherever in the world that may be. Home is no singular place. And I have come to know that because I know that I felt at home in many places, in many worlds. I felt at home in my favorite movies. I felt at home in my absolute favorite books. But I've also felt at home sitting in cafes for hours at a time, talking to my best friends. So I cannot really break the ice without lying a little bit. So I'm not going to lie. The truthful answer to the question, where is my home, is complicated. I am from nowhere and everywhere at the same time. I am a Georgian, I am an American, and I am a Ukrainian. I'm a girl, I'm a friend, a daughter, a speaker. I'm simply a person. I spend my days looking for a new place to call home. A place where I can come, leave a piece of my heart, and maybe a smile or two. A place which is safe, which is kind, which is mine. For my philosophy on this subject is actually kind of simple. Where I am doesn't matter as much as where I am going. What matters is where the journey will lead. And that's why I hope there will come a day when Dnipro Hills, a place where people are welcoming, kind, and inviting, will be yet another place in this world that I can call home. Thank you so much.